this world record disappear. I think probably you will have the same kind of feel. It was very much a historic,
Yeah.
historic achievement.
Yeah, I'm sure that I will. I'll be happy and to see the event prosper and see somebody performing at that level. But at the same time, it's nice being called the instead of the former. So, you know, I like that that moniker that goes next to my name. But eventually, you know, it'll happen.
Why has America been able to get the stronghold over long jump of the world?
Well, I think the tradition of the event, you know, going back even before Jesse Owens, but especially with Jesse Owens, and then going into Ralph Boston, and going back and forth with Igor, and then coming to Bob Beamon. Obviously, his name is Beamon-esque, and then the fact that with Carl Lewis competing at such a high level, as well as like Larry Myrick's, the standard has been very, very high. And I think that, I mean, with the exception of Carl, I think that there weren't any pure sprinters. But, you know, there are a lot of very fast people in the United States. And so I think the athletes that are fast but are maybe more athletic end up doing the long jump. You know, I think that most of us came from maybe basketball or something like that. I know Bob Beamon did for sure, and I definitely did. So I think just that combination of doing different sports and different events has helped us a lot. Actually, I was a high jumper when I was younger, and I got a scholarship for high jump, and I did long jump. And my best when I was 18 was maybe 7 meters, 47. And then I started to get, you know, grow into my body and mature some. I got a little faster, a little stronger. And then my first jump of my season when I was 19 years old was 8:05. So, long jumper from that point on. Bob Beamon, the man, you know, I appreciate him and respect him. I didn't meet him until after I broke the world record. And it's funny that when we did meet finally, because I met him a couple of days after breaking the world record back in Los Angeles, and we talked for maybe 3 hours. And
Breaking the world record in
in Tokyo, yeah, I flew back from Tokyo back to do some media things in the United States, and the first one was an interview with him. And we met after the interview, and we talked for about 3 hours, and not much about athletics. We talked about basketball and music and things like that. So, yeah, whenever I see him, it brings a smile to my face.
What was the feeling in the air of that night of your world record?
It was really special. You know, I was extremely focused, more focused than I've ever been before in my life or since then. Except when I was proposing to my wife. But I remember the electricity was in the air, you know, and people I think came to see something special. I don't know if everyone was thinking about me, but they were thinking about Carl Lewis doing well since he had ran so well in the 100 meters. And but I was determined, you know, to challenge him, and I just knew that I had to probably break the world record just to beat him because he was competing so well. So my mindset was just, I've never had such clarity, you know, in my life.
Did you know that you had the world record in you though? Or did it still come as a surprise when you knew you wanted it?
Right.
But did you really believe that you had it in your legs, in your body?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been believing it for at least 2 years before then. I had had a jump at our national championships, and it was very close to being fair or foul. And while they were deciding, they measured the jump, and then ended up being a foul. And then the official afterwards came to me and said, "You know how far that jump was?" And I said, "No, what was it?" He said, 890. I said, "Okay, thank you." So I took that, you know. So I always measure my foul jumps because it's still that I still jump the distance, just can't write it down. So I knew that it could happen, and my training and my condition was superb coming to Tokyo. So I was very confident, you know, that that I was going to win actually, and that's what I was thinking more about, that I was going to win, but I had to be prepared to break a world record because I knew that Carl was going to be ready. That particular jump was different from any other because I go through a lot of visualization when I jump, and I go through each of my phases and my jump in the air and my landing. And when I got onto the runway, I had such an adrenaline rush because Carl had jumped 891, and it was windy, and I felt like, okay, that's a sign. It's time for me to do this now, take care of this. And so before I started running, I knew that was it. With each step, I was like, yep, this is it. This is the rhythm. This is the bounce. This is the cadence. This is what I'm supposed to feel. And when I took off, normally when I do a good jump, I will like yell a little bit. Not on purpose, it just kind of happens, kind of like a karate thing. And I remember I let a loud yell, and then I felt like I'm very high off the ground right now. And then when I landed, the crowd, let me know it was something special, So I knew that it was going to be a world record because I knew it was further than Carl's. And when I saw the win, I was like, okay, just how far is it going to be? And so when the measurement came up, I was just relieved, to see it. I was hoping it was 9 meters, but just a miraculous day, in my life.